Hi everybody, this video is for Donna, who is wanting to do an in the hoop project where she wants to outline fairly heavily an item. So here we come straight to a new hoop, and I'm going to go straight into Autopunch, and I have already drawn out an image similar to what Donna is after. So I'm going to go next. It's already cropped okay, so next, and I'm going to come down here to the units as inches, and I'm going to make this 6 inches tall. Now, because it's all going to be changed to just an outline, at this point I'm just going to finish because none of the parameters actually really matter on this. So I'm going to view realistic view, zoom in a little bit. So there we have this arm on the screen. So the next thing that Donna's going to be needing to do is to change the entry and the exit point, and the reason for this is Donna only needs to stitch from one side up near the shoulder, around the bottom of the arm, and stop over on the opposite side. She does not want any stitches over the top of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is come over here to outline edit, and on the drop down select entry and exit, although I can already see them here, and I'm going to move those up. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer, and I'm going to put the entry one side and the exit the other, although this is probably the entry and the exit. So the next thing I do is stitch it. That will lock the start and stop, or the entry and the exit positions for that. Now, next thing I need to do is come into my embroidery settings and my stitch type tab, go down to applique. This is just one way, there are other ways of doing this, and I want, sorry Karen, applique. I don't want the first hold down, I don't want a second hold down, but I do want the guide stitch, and because she wants this firm, I'm going to change the guide stitch length to 5, and I'm going to apply that. Now most of you, when you do this, you will have a yellow filled background which is pretending to be fabric. I know I'm changing the subject here, but let me apply that, stitch it, turn this off and turn this off, just to show you what I mean. If we go into system parameters, you can draw applique or not draw applique. I have mine turned off, which means I don't get the yellow pretending to be fabric fill in the background. So that's just a choice that you have. So anyway, to get back to Donna's arm, so we've now got very tight stitching because I set it to 5, and at the moment the whole arm is going to be stitched, and as I mentioned earlier, Donna doesn't want the stitches across the top, so I'm going to zoom in to 1000%, and I'm going to point in the middle. You can see if I move the position as far as scrolling up and down, when I press that, you can see where the start point is. So what I need to do is come up here to my stitch edit, and then I need to come to my delete key. I'm going to hit delete, and now I go to my keyboard, and on my keyboard I'm going to press my right arrow and keep pressing that, and that is deleting the stitches over the top, and zoom around to about where the exit point is. So I've now removed the stitches from over the top, so I'm going to come over here to stitch edit, and then I'm going to turn the stitch edit off, and there you can see I've removed those stitches. But Singer program being Singer program, the moment I move the screen or do anything, they're going to look like they appear back on the screen. They are not there. It's just for some reason Singer can't cope with this. So just to show you, I mean, if I go to move it, you can see it's appeared, but those stitches aren't there. I promise you they're not. And if we go into redraw view, I'll come back to size for size and click the start button over here. There it goes down one side, up the other side, and stops. There you go. So on the other on this screen, the moment I move this screen, they're going to appear at the top, but as you can see, they are not there. So in essence, that's how to do this, Donna, but you're wanting like a second or a third stitch line, and that's easy enough to achieve. If you click on it once to highlight it, now I'm going to right mouse click and click copy. That's put a copy of this arm onto the clipboard of my computer. I'm going to click outside to turn that highlight off. I'm going to right mouse click again, and I'm going to say paste. And you can see it's pasted it on the screen, but it's not in the quite in the correct position. So I'm going to come to the 1000%, and I'm going to get hold of this and just drag it down so it lines up with the other one. Click outside of the highlighted area. So now we have two on the screen, but now I need to remove the stitches over the top of that second one that I've just pasted. Not sure if you can see there's the double there and the double there. So I'm coming up to my stitch edit, and I'm just going to come to a point in the top here. That way I know I'm on that second stitch line. Now, because I've clicked in the middle there, the stitch will be stuck to my mouse. So wherever I move, it's going to be stuck to the mouse. So I need to right mouse click to detach that stitch from my mouse. So I can come over here to my delete key, and I'm going to click delete. And now I'm going to my keyboard, and I'm going to go right arrow, and I'm going to delete the stitches that come down this way and stop where it lines up with the other one. I'm going to turn off my delete and come back to my stitch edit here, and now I need to come up and pick up this stitch again here, and it's stuck to my mouse again. So right mouse click so it unsticks from my mouse, come up to delete, and now I'm going to use my left arrow key on my keyboard, okay, to come down here, and I'm going to keep going until that line disappears. Click, there we go, and that line's disappeared. So I can now click on stitch edit and click on stitch edit to turn it off. So I now have two rows of stitching. So there's one, comes around the bottom, up the top, and then it's going around for a second time. I can see it on my screen. There, it stopped. I don't know whether you could notice that, but I know it's on my screen there. So as the moment I move this, it's going to add that line back to the top, but it's only pretending that line isn't there. Trust me, that line isn't there. That's going to achieve what you're wanting to do. One option, if you wanted to change it a little bit, is to pick one of those lines up, come back to outline edit, come back to your embroidery settings, stitch type, and then just change the guide length to 6 instead of 5. Apply that and stitch that, and that will just alter a little bit where the stitch holes go, so it's not right on top of each other. Turn that off. So there you go, Donna. If you wanted to, you can, because that copy is on the clipboard of your computer, you can right mouse click and paste again and put yet another one down. So you could have 3 stitch lines. I really don't think you'll need it, but you could if you wanted to. But again, remember you have to line it up with the others and click outside, and then that same process again. You need to remove the stitches from the top, but hopefully that's given you the idea of what you need to do. Is another way of doing that, so if you have problems with this, come back to me and I can go through that. So I hope that helps, Donna, and maybe help someone else, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.